Okay, I'm going to show you how to graph when it's not in y equals mx plus b. Make sure you have this document open. It's in your Schoology. You're going to take notes, so pause when you need to. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fill in the table. Okay, these are our x's and our y's. So the easiest number to plug in to start with is 0. So we're going to plug in 0 plus y equals 3, and that's just y equals 3. Okay, I'm going to plug in 1. 1 plus y equals 3 minus 1, y equals 2. Plug in 2. 2 plus y equals 3 minus 2. Now, if you notice a pattern, the x's are going up by 1, so the next one would be 3, and the y's are going down by 1, so the next one would be 0. So you can keep continuing the pattern. You don't have to show all the work in the table as long as you figure out the pattern. So the next number would be 4 and negative 1. Okay, so let's take a second and plot those points. So 0, 3 is the first thing we're going to plot. 1, 2. 2, 1. 3, 0. And 4, negative 1. Do the best you can to draw a straight line. Okay, what do you notice about the table and the graph? Well, you should know by now that every time you look at a table, I tell you to look at the pattern. The pattern here is going down by 1, and the pattern here is going up by 1. So the same pattern should appear in the graph. So let's take a look at the graph. The graph is going down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, just like the table. So what do you notice? They have the same pattern. If they don't have the same pattern, we made a mistake somewhere and we need to go back and fix it. Okay, let's try something a little more complicated. We have to be careful this time because negative y, that makes everything more difficult. So this is our x and this is our y. Hopefully we can figure out a pattern and then go from there. Okay, so let's start with 0 because 0 is the easiest. 2 times 0 minus y equals 10. So this is negative y equals 10. You know that there's a 1 in front of that y, so divide by negative 1. Y equals negative 10. Okay, let's plug in a 1. 2 times 1 minus y equals 10. So 2 minus y equals 10. Subtract the 2. You get negative y equals 8. So divide by negative 1. Y equals negative 8. So you see the pattern. This is going up by 2. So the next one would be negative 6 with 2. And then it would be negative 4 when you plug in 3. And then it would be negative 2 when you plug in 4. Okay, so we can plot those points. 0, negative 10. 1, negative 8. 2, negative 6. 3, negative 4. And 4, negative 2. Do the best you can to draw a line. What do you notice? This is going up by 2. This is going up by 1. And look at your graph. Your graph is going up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, just like your table. So same pattern, as always. Okay, next page. So x is over here, y is over here. We start with 0. 0 is the easiest. 0 plus y equals 10. So y is 10. Let's plug in 1. 1 plus y equals 10. Y equals 9. You see the pattern yet? What's 2 going to give me? 8. 3 is going to give me 7. And 4 is going to give me 6. It's going down by 1. Okay, let's plot those points. 0 is 10. 1 is 9. 2 is 8. 3 is 7. And 4 is 6. What's the rate of change? This is going down by 1, and this is going up by 1, and so is your graph. Down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, just like that. Same pattern. Has to have the same pattern. Okay. The next one's a little tricky. We're not actually going to graph the next one because if you notice, it's a really ugly fraction. But what I want you to notice is what could we use for x so that we don't come up with fractions. So you want to consider that you could use 5 because your 5s will cancel and you'll get a 2. You could use 10 because 10 times 2 is 20, divided by 5 is 4. You could use 15. 15 times 2 is 30. 30 divided by 5 is 6. Notice a pattern? 2, 4, 6. So when you get ugly fractions like that, you want to use numbers that will get rid of the fraction. Okay, so make sure you think of numbers. Usually it has something to do with the denominator. So see how I started with 5, and then I doubled 5 and I got 10, and then I added 5 more and I got 15. Okay, let's see if we can start from the word problem. At the store, you see you can buy a bag of candy for $2 and a drink for $1. So $2 for the bag of candy and the drink for $1. You have a total of $12 to spend. There's my equation. Oh, and I should have wrote it right here. And I made a mistake. That should say 12. My fault. Okay, we have to find 5 solutions. Okay. So we're going to make ourselves a little table. X, 2x plus y equals 12, and y. What are we going to start with? 0. 2 times 0 plus y equals 12. Y equals 12. If I go to 1, 2 times 1 plus y equals 12. I get 2 plus y equals 12. Y equals 10 when I subtract the 2. So notice what's happening to the y. The y's are going down by 2. So if I plug in 2, I'm going to get an 8. If I plug in 3, I'm going to get a 6. Okay, so see how that pattern works? Okay, so what I had there was 0 and 12, 1 and 10, 2 and 8, 3 and 6. And we're going to plot those points. 0 and 12 doesn't fit, so I'm going to start with 1 and 10, 2 and 8, 3 and 6, and I'm going to connect. Okay, so let's deal with one ugly fraction. So just what we talked about. We're going to pick numbers that only work nice with 1/3. So this is 1/3 x plus y equals 12. So I'm going to start with 0, because 1/3 times 0 is 0. So that means y is going to equal 12. Now I'm not going to use 1 or 2, but I'm going to jump right to 3, because 3 is the denominator in that fraction. So 1/3 times 3 is going to give me 1. Those are going to cancel. And I'm going to get 11. So see how the x's are going up by 3? The next one would be 6. These are going down by 1. This would be 10. And then 9 would be 9. And then 12 would be 8. Okay, see how I did that? I didn't even need to finish the whole table. You just find the pattern with the first ones, okay? I'm not even going to bother plotting those points. You know how to plot those points. I think you can do the last one all by yourself.